Sequilibrium, sequilibrium. Two guys sound like they're sucking helium. Sequilibrium, sequilibrium. Sitting on their freaking bums.
And you sing. But every time I hear that magical voice of yours, it's like, why are you not the front man for a rock and roll band?
Beavis and Butthead, Beavis and Butthead. I'm like, Bran or whatever his name is from fucking Step Brothers. Let's give him something to talk about. Chad, what's your earliest Beavis and Butthead memory?
Poster on my brother's wall.
He saw it before you did?
Yeah.
And you were like, who are they?
Yeah, basically.
That's awesome. Who are these guys?
Yeah.
What kind of fun educational things can I learn from these two? And then he told you, get out of here, asswipe. Right? Something like that. Mine was Liquid Television.
Loved Liquid Television.
I remember it was Saturday, maybe late afternoon. Cartoons were already long done. And MTV has cartoons. I didn't know that. Why have you been holding this from me for so long? And I got introduced to Eon Flux and The Head and Max.
Great stuff.
Yeah.
Great stuff.
The Head was awesome. I really loved it.
MTV was a whole different beast back in the day.
Yeah. And then Beavis and Butthead had shorts on Liquid Television. And I don't really remember the premise. I just remember them like, frog ball. And they like kept hitting shit with baseball bats.
It looked pretty awful too.
I mean, yeah, dude.
Yeah.
It was like The Simpsons on Tracy Ullman. It was like super bad. And I think Daria was on Liquid Television with them as well. Mr. Anderson, isn't that the name of the fucking?
Yeah,
don't do
right.
me walking off of my tool shed.
Yeah,
something like that. So yeah, that was my first Beavis and Butthead, and then they got the fucking show, and then it was awesome, and then we got to watch it all the time because my dad enjoyed it, and I remember he was taking me to my cousin's house because I was spending the night there, and we were watching Beavis and Butthead, and they like said something about choking the chicken, and I was like, what is that? My sister was there too, and he's like, I'll tell you on the way to your cousin.
Did you know you were just trying to get it out of him? You were playing.
No, I didn't know what it was. No, totally. No.
I'm surprised you even just picked up on the fact that it was a metaphor then, being as young as you were.
I mean, I don't know when I finally realized what it was, but my dad, being afraid of confrontation, didn't take that as an opportunity to tell me about the birds and the bees from Beavis and Butthead.
That's tough as a parent.
I mean, I'm sure. We don't have to get into it. But like, I just think it's so funny that I'm like learning these things through fucking Beavis and Butthead and like other mediums because my dad's too embarrassed to tell me about masturbation and all that shit.
I would shield my girl's eyes at Grease too. So
that tells you anything. I mean, that stay away from these guys, girls. They're fucking terrible. Anybody you see in a T-Bird jacket, just turn around and run away the other way because they're going to try to convince you to do some bad things.
I was telling my 16-year-old Maddie the other day that we were going to do Beavis and Butthead Do the Universe, and of course she's like, "Who's Beavis?"
Yeah.
My kids have no idea who Beavis and Butthead is, so I played some clips on YouTube. She's like, "This looks stupid."
You don't even know the half of it. You don't even know. Wait till I show you the episode where they think they got drunk off non-alcoholic beer.
Well, then of course in my mind I'm thinking, no, this is amazing. It's just the clips we're watching. That's all.
You just got to watch the music videos. That'll make more sense. No, and then Beavis and Butthead Do America comes out. It's like we just moved to Washington, and my dad took me to go see it.
Sweet.
And I mean, I had made some friends at that point, so it wasn't like we just moved there. And he sees his friend and his son there, and I see my friends over by themselves, and my dad was like, "Oh, you can go hang out with them." Not thinking that I should probably have hung out with my dad, you know,
sure.
Which, I mean, Hindsight, I wish I would have, but like the fact that Beavis and Butthead was doing a movie was so fucking cool.
Yeah.
And then, you know, getting to hang out with your friends and watch a very adult movie was awesome. I mean, it was missing music videos, but it had great music.
I think we should call your dad right now. I think we should call your dad so you can apologize.
Oh, I've
Right now.
already apologized to him for it.
Publicly.
On
like
bring him out.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that to the listeners or whoever does listen to this.
Oh,
But
shit.
yeah. I'll bring it up to him next time I talk to him. next May on his birthday.
How old were you?
15 maybe?
No.
14. No, I was 14. No, I was 13.
Poor Pop.
Yeah.
That's right around the time they realized they're not as cool as you made them out to be when you were in grade school.
I mean, that dude, I tried to get him to go to see AFI and Danzig with me. Because I'm like, I like AFI. You like that one Danzig song. That would be awesome. Let's go to this together. And he's like, no, I don't want to go. It's going to be a bunch of young dudes. And I ended up not going. I wish I did because AFI I heard was awesome. And then I also heard that Danzig didn't do a Danzig set. He did a Sam Hain set. So he came out all fucking drenched in blood. So my dad would have fucking hated it. If he would have gone, he would have been like, when's he going to play that Mother song? And I'm like, no, he's too busy fucking playing Early November Fire, Dad. Or Coming November Fire. Yeah. But yeah, Beavis and Butthead. I'm pretty stoked that they're finally doing another one. I'm stoked that it's back.
Meant to be.
On Paramount Plus
Yeah.
with the fucking videos. So it's rad to like go back and see Saddam a Go-Go. When, you know, like that was my first Guar experience was Beavis and Butthead.
Nice.
They were in the video game, which was fucking rad. You had to win tickets to go see Guar. That was like the whole premise of the game. Rollins Band, my first experience with Rollins was through Beavis and Butthead.
I'm a liar.
Yeah. I can't. I know Beavis was digging it. I can't remember what he was saying. The Nine Inch Nails video for Piggy.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
They're watching it, and he's wearing leather pants, and like Beavis goes, "I do shine my pants," and then like Butthead's like, "You douche your pants." What else was an introduction musically? Pavement was an introduction to Beavis and Butthead. They're not the band's not called Butt Trumpets, but it's the band who did the Detachable Penis song. I forgot what their name was, but they were. I found them out through Beavis and Butthead. Butthole Surfers, found those guys out through Beavis and Butthead. So like Beavis and Butthead definitely had like a great impact on
responsible for your entire music
I
collection.
mean, really like introducing me and branching me out away from like top 40 pop shit, because at that age, I heard Nightmare on My Street, the Will Smith, the Fresh Prince song about Nightmare on Elm Street on the radio, and it freaked me the fuck out. It was like right before bed and I heard it, so then I converted to country music because it was safe.
Wow.
Wasn't scary. And
name some artists, some country artists.
Garth Brooks, George Strait, fucking Clint Black. Who else was awesome? Dwight Yoakam.
Fences. Nobody can.
Travis Tritt. Oh. I mean, all these people are fucking Trumpers. So it's like, it's a little upsetting going back and like assuming a guy named Travis Tritt is going to fucking support Donald Trump and all that shit. But anyways, that's beside the point. And then Beavis and Butthead just introduced me to more, which was awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. All the praise to Mike Judge, too.
100%.
Office
dude.
Space.
I mean, the thing that sucked about Mike Judge is that he still does shit. And do you ever see Extract?
I love that Extract.
Oh, I might need to go back and watch it again.
I love that fucking movie.
I'm pretty sure I got rid of my movie.
When did you last watch it?
Oh God, fucking 10 years ago, maybe.
I've seen that movie like 5 times
since then.
I
in like the last 10 years.
Oh yeah.
It just fell flat. It fell flat for me, dude.
Huh.
Yeah, I just did not get into it.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like, oh, Michael Bluth, Mila Kunis. Excuse me. Just didn't like it. Just could not get into it. I tried. What else? What else has Mike Judge done? That was awesome. King of the Hill. King of the Hill's fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
But we already talked about Beavis and Butthead enough. We've waited this fucking long.
So long. 2 days. Honestly, had it not have just been released 2 days ago, maybe just a little longer than that,
Yeah.
I would not have waited to watch it.
I mean,
to
I
do this
was
podcast.
tempted to watch it last night.
Were you?
Really
Did
was.
you?
I didn't.
You son of a bitch.
I watched Incredibles 2 last night.
Oh.
I was really tempted to watch this, but I didn't.
Okay.
So let's watch it.
Let's do it.
All right.
Bye.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Well, that was it. That's the universe. Universe is done by Beavis and Butthead.
It was great.
Animation stayed the same. Maybe a slight upgrade. Not short for slongs or any of that classic Beavis and Butthead dialogue. Like, it was almost like it was right afterwards.
Yeah, they didn't
And
skip a beat.
They sent us straight into the future.
Yeah.
It was awesome. I remember seeing the trailer, and this is when I told you about it, was when they were like in the future, and they're like, do you see, what's that number? And they're like, oh, a 2? Oh, looks like a
Circle.
Yeah, circle. I don't know. I've never seen that one before. And then Butthead's like, no, the other number, 69.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fucking classic.
Oh, yeah.
Classic Beavis and Butthead.
The whole nachos bit.
Went on a little too long.
You
Went
thought?
on a little
Did ya?
too long.
Oh, I loved it.
I mean, there was definitely, it's great. And I was really happy to watch it. And I'm happy that it exists. And then I'm glad that Beavis and Butthead is brought to a new audience. But at the same time, it's like, it did go on a little too long.
Maybe a little more Todd.
For my feelings.
Maybe
But
Todd should have come in at the end and scored with
Serena or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah. I do love that no Beavis and Butthead has ever scored throughout any of the universes. And then they get the medal at the end because the smart Beavis scored.
Yeah.
Like I told you outside, it totally felt like Rick and Morty. Like it was the Council of Ricks. And it shows this whole auditorium of all these different Beavis and Buttheads from different universes.
Yeah.
Which is kind of funny, too, because, like, didn't they do something similar to, like, Daria, where at the end of Daria, they showed them all, like, in different outfits of different types of characters? And, like, wasn't at one time, I feel like I remember seeing a picture of Beavis and Butthead as, like, Star Trek characters.
I don't recall.
Like, Butthead is Picard, and Beavis is number 2, Riker. I don't know. Maybe it's just like cross fan fiction type of shit that I'm thinking of. But yeah, it was kind of funny seeing a lot of the different Buttheads and Beavises. And when they were pulling out, I was trying to see if they did like a Easter egg of like, Obi-Wan or Vader and the Emperor or something,
Right.
But no, nothing.
Nothing you saw.
Nothing that I saw. Doesn't mean that there's nothing that didn't exist there. I loved the Beavis getting sentimental.
Yeah.
Which with Siri, which was really funny when they were like, when they had the phones. I mean, it's so funny pulling them in from 98 and putting them in 2022.
Yeah.
And even like dropping white privilege on them, which was so funny when they're just like, that's ours. You may not have heard about it. It's white privilege.
This changes everything.
Yeah, it was pretty good. It was pretty good. Giving us that movie after so many years.
Yeah. Yeah, I might even like this one better than Beavis and Butthead Do America. To be honest.
So one thing that keeps me away from liking it more than Do America is the soundtrack.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's totally the soundtrack.
That makes sense.
Like when they walk into the casino and it's the house band and it's that Red Hot Chili Peppers doing that Stevie Wonder cover.
Yeah.
Roller Coaster of Love. That was so fucking cool.
Yeah, it was.
And I mean, just a lot of the music they used in the original movie was great, but this one really had one Black Sabbath song that they played twice.
Yeah.
For a car chase scene and then the end credits. And like, that's kind of like Beavis and Butthead's all about like rock. So where is the rock? They're wearing Metallica and AC/DC shirts, but there's no fucking like, no rock whatsoever.
That Phil Collins track or whatever they dropped there halfway through when Beavis and Butthead split.
Oh,
They're walking through the
rain. Yeah, that was pretty funny. It would have been rad to see. Remember on the first one, they had like their dads, the old Motley Crue roadies that they ran into in the desert.
Yeah,
I felt like maybe a little like bring them back in the background somewhere would have been pretty funny. And then the real estate agent talking about Beavis's mom, so you kind of get a little bit of like hit there. And then he keeps running the fucking disposal, so you can't hear shit of what she's saying about her. You're just getting these little nods of like, maybe she really wasn't a terrible person. Where she was like, I just wanted to see my son one more time.
Right. Yeah, no, you're right. Talking about the first one, they're probably on the same level for me. I don't know if I'd put one above the other. It's just been so long since I've seen that first. This does make me want to go back and watch it, though.
I feel like I watched the first one a few years ago just to go back and see it again, see if I remember it being as funny as I once remembered.
Yeah.
But it's been so long since then, I really can't remember. I do remember the funny part where Beavis was on the bus with the old lady and she was talking about slots and how she's going to do all the slots in Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really don't have anything else other to say about it other than it was like really entertaining. It's worth that 1 week trial for Paramount Plus just to watch it.
Yeah,
I'm going to keep Paramount Plus for a minute because they have all of Beavis and Butthead and shit on there. But yeah, I mean, it's great. It's totally worth a watch. I really don't. What more can you say about it other than maybe nitpicking the vulgarity of it?
Yeah, I mean, it brought a smile to my face immediately.
I mean,
it took me back in time. This is the closest thing to time travel is watching something like this movie,
right?
Being released in 2022, just takes me back to being a teenager and loving.
Well, you're helping Mike Judge get more money now because now you're going to watch more of Beavis and Butthead because of that feeling of like, oh, I've missed this so much. And then you watch it and you're just like, oh, I just wasted 10 hours of my day watching Beavis and Butthead.
Right. I will watch this again within a few days.
Will you?
I will, just to get it out of my system.
I mean, I'm probably going to watch Do America again.
Because you and I just got done
Just
watching
to, like, get
Turtles
back,
3.
yeah.
Okay, we were both pretty much spent.
That's why this is going to be kind
Turtles
of
3.
This is why it's going to be kind of a short one because of how spent we are after all.
It deserves more than that.
Oh, Beavis and Butthead. Oh, it's so good. Oh, I mean, it really was funny. The thing that is awesome to me is that so many new younger people are going to be introduced to phallic terms that they never would have heard, like schlong. Or like all these double entendres about like doing her.
Yeah.
And like
Yeah.
you know, can you do that?
You want to do it for
Do
real?
it for me in space or whatever. They're so focused. They did it for 18 hours with no food and water. And all it is this thing going in and out of something. It's
Dude.
so fucking great because of how
It was
dumb
perfect.
it is.
It was so perfect. I mean, that whole part of the story about them just being so good at that.
Mm-hmm.
And really for them, it's just that fucking sexual, innuendo.
I don't know what
It's
changed.
hilarious.
I don't know what changed for me, but when they're in space and they're looking through the telescope pointed at the sun, burning out their eyes, and I'm just like, oh no. Like I audibly shouted, oh
did.
no, they fucked up the mission. Like what was I expecting out of that? You know,
know.
like it was only gonna be a 20-minute movie. Beavis and Butthead go to space. They dock with this space station. They find out
complete the mission.
they find out they don't get to have sex with this woman.
Watch a music video.
And
Maybe two. Credits roll.
They go to the quick stop or whatever the gas station is, get nachos, run into Todd, and then it's over. That would have been perfect. Beavis and Butthead were heroes. Nobody will know about it whatsoever.
Yeah. It was great. It was great. There's a reason it's got, I think, 96% on Rotten Tomatoes right
Does
now.
it really?
I think so. It'll probably drop to the high 80s, but for right now, it's resting in the 90s.
I'd put it in the 70s for me.
Probably. I'd probably
me.
go maybe low 80s.
Like, it's nothing to really write home about. It's Beavis and Butthead. If you've never seen Beavis and Butthead, which I'm sure those are the people who are giving the ratings, it's like so many of the people who are probably rating it has never even seen Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah, I should actually show this one. Well, no.
Not to Mila, no.
No, to my girls, not even my older ones, now that I think about it. It's just too vulgar for me to even introduce them to.
I mean, there's so many things that they wouldn't get, and it's not like adding in adult humor into Shrek. It's like straight up, that's what she said kind of bullshit they have in these movies. No, you should totally show it to them. Not your youngest.
And that would give us our answer if they got humor out of it.
Oh, totally. I mean, you got a built-in test right here. Yeah. I don't know. I don't want to be the one that is influencing you to show these to your children, because we all knew what they were like when we were children. So it's a little, maybe not a good idea.
How successful we are now.
I know. Well, it's all because of Beavis and Butthead and their life lessons that they taught us. I mean, shit, this one will teach you could be anything you want. You could be an astronaut if you wanted to. I do love that the judge sends them to fucking space camp as a punishment.
Yeah.
It's almost like that Seinfeld story when when they were trying to write the pilot, and they're like, oh, he had no insurance and he hit Jerry's car, and now the judge says he has to be his butler. Like, kind of shit is that? Oh shit, I didn't know this person was Gary Cole was in this movie. That's Ricky Bobby's dad from Talladega Nights.
Oh, nice.
He did the voice. Let's see. Who did the voice of Serena? Oh my god, the guy who played Michael Bolton was in this too. He was the German tourist.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
That's great.
Tig was it? Tig is the professor, Tig Notaro.
Huh.
Man, there's some fun people in here. Stephen Root was in here. But there's no listing for who did the voice of Serena. Maybe it was Mike Judge. He did so well at like changing his voice. Pardon me, I'm just thumbing through IMDb while I just keep you here in suspense. All right, here we go. IMDb is 7.3. That's what I would give it.
Sounds good.
But I just cannot wait to see what the hatred for it is. Nothing has changed. It's hard for me to comprehend why people are getting paid to make stuff like this. I mean, I have a sense of humor. I'm not a stupid man. Yet this attempt at the hapless idiots escaping all the troubles stacked against them has gotten so boring. The humor in this film is, of course, crude and silly. A movie a person could only watch once. Terrible. Who told them the name of the movie? I mean, someone said, hey, do you want to watch this movie? It's called Beavis and Butthead Do the Universe. What are you expecting out of it? Oh, I don't know who those two are at all. I can't wait to see what this movie's going to be like.
Yeah, it didn't exceed expectations, but it definitely lived up to them.
So here's the only other written 1-star review. It's called Garbage. What the heck was this supposed to be? This movie is not funny, stupid, and not worth your time. No wonder it went straight to streaming platform. Horrible.
That would have been cool, I must say, if this would have been a theatrical release.
Yeah, it would have been cool. It would have been perfect.
That'd
It would have been
great.
awesome. But like saying no wonder why this went straight to streaming service is like saying that we didn't have new releases straight to streaming services the last 3 fucking
Right.
years.
Yeah, Beavis and Butthead are going to change
Oh
that.
yeah. Oh man.
This is the one, guys.
This is the
Yeah.
one. Yeah. This will make or break films today. Oh, it's getting straight to DVD release.
Hashtag save cinema. Beavis and Butthead.
I know.
Do the universe.
Nicole Kidman needs to come out and read some of these. Get everyone back in the theaters. All right, here's your 10 out of 10s. It like changes the paradigm or something.
I love it. I love it already.
It's almost like we just wrote that. It's perfect. Was a bit worried seeing CG animation in the intro, but the movie is real animation. Biggest surprise is the plot is a bit more elaborate than Do America. All the stupidity you want is still there, but it actually has a good thriller plot that isn't always obvious. Judge can still do Butthead's voice 100%, but Beavis is a bit off at times. Not enough to really matter. Best Black Sabbath song chosen to feature in it. I did notice that about the voices.
Did you with Beavis? Really?
Yeah, I did.
Huh.
And it's like when you're talking to someone who's doing a fake accent, but constantly stutters and loses it,
Right.
and then gets it right away again.
Yeah.
Butthead was like pretty much spot on, but Beavis kind of lost it a little bit. Had to have Cornholio. That was fucking cool.
Hold on. Well, let me argue with you a little bit. Maybe that's because we saw Beavis in a way that we've never seen Beavis before.
What do you mean?
And maybe that's why his voice was changing in a way. It's because we've never seen Beavis so vulnerable. He's falling in love.
Oh yeah, that's true.
You know?
That's very true. They did put Beavis in a more vulnerable position.
Yeah.
More so than ever. And Butthead
Sneaking
was
off
still
into the
Butthead.
porta potty and talk to his lady.
Yeah, that's true. That is
Yeah.
very true. They did put him in that kind of a situation. All right, one more 10 out of 10. Let me see if I can find a good title here. Damage is cool, yeah. Fire, hee hee. That's the name of it. Do you remember when they got in trouble for like praising fire? Some kid lit his house on fire because Beavis.
In the series?
In real life.
Oh,
And so,
yeah.
after that, they couldn't say fire anymore.
I do
and,
remember
like,
something like that.
Beavis was like, I know I'm supposed to say something right now, like on one
Yeah,
episode.
yeah.
I thought that was awesome,
Yeah.
making fun of the fact that they couldn't.
Right.
I came for the idiocy. I stayed for the story. I was expecting a story like B&B Do America, but this is better. I would have been content hearing my favorite two idiots spitting out phrases like cornholio, teepee for my bunghole, and fire for a couple hours, but it actually came with a decent story of political intrigue. As usual, the adults have all their own motivations, while B&B note things like, that sign says Johnson. And they remain obsessed with boobs and phallic symbols. I don't know if the humor translates for people that weren't young in the 90s. I'm sure my score got a couple stars for nostalgia. I'll be curious to read what people write that weren't around when B&B were everywhere. Glad I caught the Mike Judge interview on Rogan. It makes me want to rewatch Office Space and Idiocracy this week too. Yeah, totally. That was the other Judge movie that I forgot when I was like talking shit about Extract, because Idiocracy was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
It's awesome. And it's like, it's great that all of these things are happening to us that they made fun of back in the 90s, so that a new crowd can be introduced to Idiocracy and Beavis and Butthead.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, man, great shit.
Yeah.
100%. Great stuff. Short episode. That's all right. We don't need to do like an hour-long jammy on Beavis and Butthead.
They deserve it. I mean,
Who deserves
They deserve it.
Nobody deserves to hear anyone talk about Beavis and Butthead for an hour.
We're not going to give it to them.
No,
they
we're
deserve
not.
it.
No. No, but I'm glad. Happy anniversary, Chad.
Happy anniversary, Mike.
We did Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3. We watched Beavis and Butthead. We ate some nasty-ass pizza and mac and cheese.
It's perfect.
You ate so many gummies and drank so many beers.
I
And
had
you're
a few.
coherent. You're awesome.
I had a few.
What a fucking trooper, man. You're not like Beavis popping those pills in jail. I was wondering how they were going to do a cornholio without sugar.
Right.
You know, I thought they were going to do cornholio when they found out they could do Apple Pay with the phone that they stole, and he was going to get so hopped up on slushies. But like the whole jail scene where he's like telling them to like stuff those pills, and he's like, all right, and just starts fucking eating them.
Yeah.
It was fucking great.
Great.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, definitely get Paramount Plus for this so you guys can watch it. It's
Yeah.
fucking awesome. You're going to be very entertained. It was very entertaining. Beavis and Butthead in space. Awesome. Smart Beavis and Butthead. Awesome.
Yeah. As good as it could be.
Definitely.
As good as it could be.
Definitely. All right. Social medias, Instagram, Sequilibrium Podcast. Like and review. Like and subscribe. Do all that shit you can to help just get this noticed. Email us movie suggestions at sequilibriumpodcast@gmail.com.
We still haven't decided on the next one. Help us with that. Hot Shots, or is that the next one? Hot Shots.
You know, my buddy Ray brought up, he texted me yesterday, and he's like, hey, have you guys done First Blood Part 2? And I said, no. I've always wanted to, because it's called Rambo First Blood Part 2, right?
Yeah.
But growing up, I always just called it Rambo,
Uh-huh.
because the first one was First Blood.
Right.
First Blood's already been spilt. This one's just called Rambo.
More blood.
It's not like Rambo 3 is First Blood Part 3 Rambo.
Yeah.
First Blood Part 3 Rambo in a helicopter or something,
Right.
you know? So I definitely want to do First Blood Part 2. And we're probably going to have him as a guest because he fucking loves that shit.
Is that what we're kicking the year off with?
I think we could.
Yeah.
We could do some Rambo First Blood Part 2. But we're going to have to figure out how to get 3 mics in this.
Oh, easy. Easy.
All right. Well, I think we kind of got an idea of where we're going with the next one. So we'll be back with whatever it is. You're going to enjoy it. It doesn't fucking matter.
No.
Right?
No.
It doesn't.
It doesn't.
It doesn't fucking matter.
It doesn't. Nobody's listening right now.
Nobody's
anyway.
listening. All right. Well, hopefully you listen to this and you hear our words.
Bye.
Bye.